What if I told you that the entire wall of bottles standing on your bathroom counter right now, the shampoo, the conditioner, the deep treatment, the dry shampoo, the toner, the serum, the eye cream, the night cream, the day cream, the under eye cream, the foot cream, the cuticle oil, the body wash, the exfoliant, the mask, every single one of those products was sold to you on a lie that was almost 100 years in the making. Not a lie about what each one does, a lie about how many you needed. Because your grandmother kept her vanity in one little drawer, and most of what she put on her hair and her skin came not from the cosmetics counter, but from the kitchen pantry. The beauty industry figured out very early that if they could make a woman feel a little ugly, a little behind, a little inadequate, they could sell her a different bottle for every part of her body and a new one every season. So they ran the most aggressive advertising campaign in modern history. And 100 years later, the bathroom counter is what it is. Today, we are counting down 35 things our grandmothers did to take care of their hair, their skin, and their hands, using what was already in the kitchen that worked just as well as the $50 version with the foreign-sounding name on the front. Number one is the one thing the beauty industry most desperately needed you to forget. Stay to the end. You've earned it. One honest word before we start. A few of these I'll tell you straight at the end of the countdown. Folks did them in the day, and the dermatologists have caught up since to say, slow down. Those are the last three because honest goes both ways. All right, let's begin. Number 35, the apple cider vinegar rinse for shiny hair. After shampooing, Grandma would tip a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar into a cup of warm water and pour it slowly over her hair, then rinse it out with cool water. The acid closes the hair cuticle flat against the strand, which is what makes hair reflect light and look shiny. The salon sold Shine Serum at $30 for a tiny bottle. Same effect, 20 cents. Number 34. The hot oil treatment with olive oil. Once a month, she'd warm a quarter cup of olive oil till it was hot but not burning, work it through her dry hair from root to tip, wrap a hot damp towel around her head, and let it sit 20 minutes. The oil penetrates the hair shaft itself, actual penetration, not just coating, and replaces the lipids damaged hair has lost. The drugstore sold intensive repair masks at $25 a jar. The olive oil was already on the counter. Number 33, mayonnaise on the damaged hair. Looks ridiculous, works beautifully. The eggs in the mayo carry protein, the oil carries moisture, and together they're nearly identical to the egg and oil hair masks the beauty aisle sells in a glass jar for $40. A half cup, worked through dry hair, left on for 30 minutes under a shower cap, then washed out with cool water and shampoo. Hair comes back soft and full-bodied. Number 32. Flat beer poured over the hair as a final rinse. The proteins from the malt coat the hair shaft and add body, and the natural sugars give a touch of hold. Pour a half cup of room temperature Gone flat beer over the hair after shampooing, leave it a minute, rinse with cool water. The smell rinses out completely. The salon sold volumizing rinse at $25. The bottle of beer was $1. Number 31. The beaten egg as shampoo. 2 whole eggs, beaten well, worked into damp hair. The proteins in the yolk gently clean and nourish at the same time, and the natural lecithin acts as a mild emulsifier that pulls oil and dirt out of the hair. Rinse with cool water, not hot, because hot water cooks the egg right onto your scalp. The protein shampoo at the drugstore was $12. 2 eggs were 60 cents. Number 30. Cornstarch sprinkled at the roots for dry shampoo. On a busy morning when there's no time to wash, a light sprinkle of plain cornstarch at the part line, massaged into the roots and brushed through, absorbs the oil and brings the hair back up. The dry shampoo spray they sell now is the same chemistry. Cornstarch and rice starch are what's in the can for $15 instead of 50 cents. Number 29, the cool water final rinse. The hot shower opens the hair cuticle and leaves it standing up rough, which is why hair looks dull right after a hot wash. A cold water rinse at the very end snaps the cuticle shut flat against the strand, and the hair comes out the bathroom shining. The salon now charges for a gloss treatment that does exactly this. The cold tap was free. Number 28, the boar bristle brush, 100 strokes a night. Grandma brushed her hair before bed, slowly, from scalp to tip, with a natural bristle brush. The bristles spread the scalp's own natural oils, the body's perfect conditioner, from the roots down the length of the hair where the shampoo had stripped it. 100 strokes left her hair conditioned by her own scalp instead of by a $30 bottle of someone else's chemistry. Number 27, the oatmeal mask for irritated skin. Plain rolled oats blended into a fine powder, mixed with warm water into a thick paste, smoothed over the face for 15 minutes. The beta-glucan in oats is a documented anti-inflammatory. That's not folklore, that's dermatology, and you'll find oat extract listed in the most expensive, sensitive skin creams on the shelf today, marked up about 100-fold. A bowl of oats was $0.25. Number 26, the honey face mask. A teaspoon of raw honey, warmed slightly between the palms, smoothed thin across a clean face, left for 20 minutes. Honey is a natural humectant. It pulls moisture from the air into the skin, and it carries mild antibacterial compounds that calm blemished skin. The honey-infused brightening mask at the beauty counter was $50 for an ounce. The jar of honey was a few dollars for a pound. Number 25, plain yogurt as a face cleanser. A tablespoon of plain whole milk yogurt massaged over the face for a minute, rinsed off with warm water. The lactic acid in the yogurt is a gentle alpha-hydroxy acid. It does the exact job that the $30 AHA Glow Toner does on the cosmetics shelf, because that's the same acid in the same bottle, just at a much higher price. Number 24, cucumber slices on the puffy eyes. 2 cool slices laid on the closed lids for 10 minutes. The water content cools the skin, the natural compounds in cucumber are mildly anti-inflammatory, and the gentle pressure helps drain the lymph that builds up under tired eyes overnight. The depuffing eye gel with cucumber extract was $40 an ounce. A cucumber was $1. Number 23, the used tea bags for tired eyes. The tea you drank in the morning, the bags squeezed out and chilled in the icebox till evening, laid over closed eyes for 15 minutes. The tannins in the tea constrict the small blood vessels under the thin eye skin, which reduces puffiness and the dark shadow. The caffeine helps too. The tea-infused eye patches at the beauty store were $12 for a single use. Number 22, olive oil to take off the makeup. A few drops on a cotton ball, swept gently over the eyes and lips. The oil dissolves the makeup, even the waterproof kind, without scrubbing the delicate skin. The makeup removing oil at the cosmetics counter was $40 a bottle. The same chemistry, light cosmetic oil, was in the kitchen pantry under a much smaller price tag. Number 21, the sugar and olive oil body scrub. A half cup of plain sugar mixed with a quarter cup of olive oil and a few drops of vanilla or lemon, scrubbed gently over rough elbows, knees, heels. The sugar exfoliates the dead skin, the oil moisturizes underneath. The body polish at the spa was $60 a jar. The whole mix was $1 worth of pantry. Number 20, the fresh aloe vera leaf for sunburn. Grandma kept an aloe plant on the kitchen windowsill, and when somebody came in pink from the garden, she'd snap off a leaf, slit it lengthwise, and scoop out the clear gel inside. Smeared straight on the burn, it cools the inflammation immediately, and the polysaccharides in the gel genuinely help the skin repair. The aloe sunburn gel in the bright green bottle is mostly water, alcohol, and food coloring around a small amount of the same plant. The plant on the windowsill cost $3 and lived forever. Number 19, witch hazel as a face toner. A cotton ball soaked in plain witch hazel swept over the face after washing. It's a natural astringent. It tightens the pores, removes the last of the makeup and dirt, and balances the skin's pH for what comes next. The drugstore sells witch hazel for $4 a bottle. The beauty counter sells the exact same compound in a fancy box for $50. Number 18, a cold spoon laid on the under eye bags. 2 metal spoons in the freezer overnight, taken out in the morning and pressed gently against the puffy skin under the eyes for 30 seconds. The cold constricts the blood vessels and drains the fluid that gathered there during sleep. The cooling eye massager at the beauty store was $70. The spoons were already in the drawer. Number 17, the egg white tightening mask. 1 egg white, beaten until just slightly frothy, brushed over the face and neck and left to dry for 15 minutes. As it dries, the protein contracts and pulls the skin temporarily tight. Exactly what the instant lift serums at the beauty counter do, because some of them contain the same egg white protein in a fancier vehicle. Rinse with warm water. Free. Number 16, the mashed banana for dry skin. A ripe banana mashed with a teaspoon of honey, smoothed over the face for 15 minutes, rinsed with warm water. The banana is full of natural moisturizing compounds and potassium. The honey holds water in the skin, and the combination leaves the face soft. The tropical fruit hydrating mask at the spa was $40. A banana was 20 cents. Number 15, lemon juice for the yellowed fingernails. The cook's hands stain, turmeric, beets, blueberries, just years of washing dishes, and the nails go yellow at the tips. Soak the nails in fresh lemon juice for 5 minutes. Scrub gently with an old toothbrush. Rinse. The citric acid lifts the staining off the nail keratin without bleaching. The nail whitening pen at the beauty supply was $15. The half a lemon was $1. Number 14, olive oil rubbed deep into the cuticles. The cuticles dry out, split, and catch, and the manicurist sold cuticle oil in a tiny glass bottle for $18. A drop of plain olive oil massaged into the base of each nail at bedtime does the same job and lasts 10 times longer. The good Italian oil even smells better. Number 13, the salt and olive oil hand scrub. Cook's hands and gardener's hands go rough at the knuckles, and the hand cream just sits on top of the dry skin. A teaspoon of coarse salt mixed with a teaspoon of olive oil, scrubbed between the palms over the sink for a minute, then rinsed warm. Sloughs off the dead skin, leaves the oil sealed into the soft skin underneath. Soft hands, 20 cents. Number 12, the cut half of a lemon for the garden-stained hands. Berry picking, beet pickling, tomato canning, the hands come out of the kitchen looking like they've been in a fight. Rub the cut face of half a lemon across the stained skin, let it sit a minute, wash with soap. The citric acid breaks down the pigments where the soap alone can't reach. The drugstore sold a tube of stain remover hand cream for $10. The lemon was the lemon. Number 11, a crushed strawberry on the surface stained teeth. Strawberries carry malic acid, a mild natural compound that lifts surface staining from coffee, tea, and wine off the tooth enamel. A ripe strawberry crushed onto the toothbrush, brushed gently for 1 minute, rinsed thoroughly. Don't make a habit of it. The acid does wear at enamel with daily use, but once a week it brings the smile back. The whitening strips at the drugstore are $40 a box and irritate the gums. Number 10, the warm saltwater rinse for the sore gums. A teaspoon of salt stirred into a cup of warm water, swished around the mouth for 30 seconds, spat out. The salt water draws inflammation out of swollen gum tissue and creates an environment hostile to the bacteria that caused the soreness in the first place. The dentist now charges for a therapeutic rinse that's the same chemistry. The salt was in the shaker. Number 9, the white vinegar foot soak for foot odor. Foot odor is bacteria living in the warm, damp inside a sock all day. A cup of white vinegar in a basin of warm water, feet soaked 20 minutes. The acid kills the bacteria and balances the skin pH. The athlete's foot soak at the drugstore was $8. The vinegar was already on the shelf. Number 8, the Listerine foot soak for the nail fungus. The original brown Listerine, the harsh kind, half a cup in a basin of warm water, feet soaked 20 minutes a few times a week. The essential oils in the mouthwash, Thymol especially, are real antifungals. The antifungal nail solution at the drugstore was $40 a bottle. The Listerine was $4 and you brushed with it anyway. Number 7, coffee grounds as a body scrub in the shower. Used coffee grounds from the breakfast pot, mixed with a little olive oil, scrubbed in circles over the legs and the upper arms. The grounds exfoliate the dead skin, the caffeine has a mild tightening effect on the skin, and the whole thing smells like a coffee shop. The anti-cellulite coffee scrub at the beauty store was $50 a jar. Yours was already in the trash. Number 6, the pumice stone on the heels at the end of a bath. Once a week, after a hot bath softened the skin, Grandma rubbed the rough pumice stone gently across the heels and the balls of the feet to take off the calloused, dead skin. The callus remover gel they sell now is harsh acid in a bottle for $15. The pumice stone was $1 and lasted a decade. Number 5, the Epsom salt soak for sore muscles. A long day in the garden or the kitchen, and the back and the shoulders ache. 2 cups of Epsom salt in a hot bath, soak 20 minutes. Now, I'll be honest, the science on whether magnesium actually absorbs through the skin in meaningful amounts is mixed. But the hot soak itself relaxes muscle tension, and a good half hour off your feet in the warm dark of the bathroom does something for the body that no $20 muscle rub does. Old comfort, real comfort. Number 4, the lemon juice in the sun for the natural highlights and what we know now. Folks would squeeze lemon juice on the ends of their hair and sit out in the summer sun, and the citric acid plus the ultraviolet light would lighten the hair to a sunny gold. Modern hair care science has been honest about what was really happening. The lemon juice strips moisture, the sun damages the strand, and the gold color comes from genuinely damaged hair, not just lightened hair. The dermatologists say protect your hair from the sun, not stand in it. The old way looked pretty and cost the hair real damage. Now we know. Number 3, toothpaste dabbed on the pimple and why the dermatologists have reversed on this one. Grandmothers and teenage daughters all over the country dabbed a spot of toothpaste on a pimple at bedtime, swearing it dried the spot out by morning. The truth is that the menthol and the surfactants in toothpaste do dry the skin, but they also irritate it, and the redness and damage they cause around the blemish last longer than the pimple would have. Modern dermatologists say flat out, don't. A clean, warm washcloth held against the spot does more, and a touch of plain honey or witch hazel does the rest. Honest goes both ways. Number 2, baby oil and a tin reflector in the backyard sun. Now here's the big one, and this is a 60s habit through and through. Women all over the country oiled themselves up with baby oil, propped a piece of tin foil or a folded magazine cover behind them to reflect more sun onto the face and the neck, and roasted in the backyard for a tan. Modern dermatology has reversed this one as completely and as forcefully as they have ever reversed anything. Baby oil offers zero ultraviolet protection, and amplifying the sun's rays onto unprotected skin is exactly how the worst kind of skin cancer gets started. The suntan look of the 1960s came with a generation of melanoma diagnoses later in life. There is no honest version of this one. Grandma did it because she didn't know yet. We know. And number 1, the single biggest hack of all, and the one the beauty industry most desperately needed you to forget. It wasn't any one of these tricks. It was that Grandma's whole vanity ran on a single quiet idea the modern beauty world spent the better part of a century training out of every woman in America. That what she already had in the kitchen was enough. The olive oil for the hair and the cuticles, the egg for the protein, the oatmeal for the irritation, the honey for the moisture, the yogurt for the gentle exfoliation, the cucumber for the eyes, the lemon for the brightening, the aloe leaf on the windowsill, the salt and the vinegar for the feet. 8 humble things doing the work of 50 bottles for the price of 1 fancy serum. And the beauty industry knew it the whole time. So they did what every industry does when they're afraid of a product they can't sell. They spent billions of dollars making women feel a little ugly without the next bottle, then a little older without it, then a little behind their friends without it, and they sold a generation of women a wall of products to fix a problem they had created in the first place. That was the real game. Not that Grandma was magic, that she was paying attention while the rest of us got told we weren't good enough without a $40 jar of olive oil with a French name on the label. So the next time you stand in front of that bathroom counter and feel a little behind because the next miracle has come out at the cosmetics store, remember this list. Remember the egg and the oatmeal, the cucumber and the honey, the olive oil and the lemon. Grandma wasn't doing folk magic. She was using what she already had, knowing it was enough, which is the one thing the beauty counter could never sell you and the one thing they could never take away. If even one of these saves you a $100 trip down that aisle, hit the like button. It tells them the old honest wisdom still deserves to be heard. Subscribe for more of what they tried to make you forget. And tell me down in the comments, which one of these did your grandmother do? I want to hear about her. I'll see you in the next one.